It's been reported about 1 in 4 U.S. businesses failed within their first year of operation, according to the latest data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. And to put that into perspective, I'm going to give you the number that is out of the 1 out of the 4 that it was reported. Because there are some businesses who do not report, but we're going to go with the facts. And that number is 33.2 million small businesses. We are particularly talking about small businesses across the U.S. that has failed the first year of operation. So why do small businesses fail? Now, the 3 factors that they provided, I'm going to give you a list. One of them I'm going to debunk, and I'm going to give a reason why. But one of the reasons that they listed in this article, which I will provide in the description of this video, one of the reasons is inflation, which is very understandable. In 2023, there is a significant amount of inflation on everything. The cost of materials can make it difficult to own a business. When you add inflation to the mix of profit margins, that can suffer, making survival more challenging, as well as, your personal needs and your business needs, because those are 2 different lives. Although inflation was not as an extreme from March 2022 to March 2023 compared to the previous period, the cost can add up for consumers. The second one is the access to capital. Now, I definitely can see that happening. I mean, that's access to capital, whether it's you're getting a house, you're getting a personal loan, a business loan, due to the scamming that has been happening in 2020 and 2021. So a lot of people, a lot of traditional ways of getting funds has definitely tightened up. So word of advice I would have to say is definitely having a good credit and just cleaning it up. If you don't have good credit, there is a way. Well, I'm not a financial advisor, so I definitely want to say that you can clean that up when it comes to your credit. And the last one that they've reported is bad luck. And this is the one I think is BS, but let me read the reason why. They said, another reason why businesses might fail is bad luck. Sometimes the timing isn't right, or other factors out of their control prevents business owners from achieving success. I think that's BS. I think they're trying to add in fluff and trying to change and shake things up. But I want to counter this last reason, because it's just BS and not actually doing your research beyond Googling and looking through social media. The act of researching is getting information and data beyond the surface level, meaning taking things deeper than face value. A lot of people are just saying the same old garbage or the same old thing that many other people are saying. And when business owners get there, they realize it actually takes more work than what was stated, or they simply aren't cut out to be a business owner. And that is okay. Everyone is not meant to be a business owner. I know we're in a society where they kind of just push you or shun you, but I think it's okay that you come to that realization that you are not a leader of a business owner, that you are great at following directions, or, being one of the strong suits or team members, a part of an amazing team structure. When it comes to researching, are you asking yourself, what are your research goals? In actualizing these goals you have written down, it's cool to think about it in your mind, but it's not going to do the work until you write it down, make a plan around it, execute it yourself, or seek for help in the areas you are not good at, or just seek someone for a soundboard. Being in your head sometimes, I know I get like this. This is why I've definitely made it a goal for me to have a community. It's always great to have a couple of people that are soundboards or that can give feedback as far as, would you buy this, or does this pique your interest as a customer if you were a customer? And just kind of get feedback. It's always great to have a network of people or support team to do that. Specific goals and questions are your strongest partners when having a business, because if you don't, this will easily sway you out of what you originally thought of, or your focus will not be clear to yourself and others and will cause a lot of confusion. But why does market research take so long? Can't we just get to the point? Honestly, no. I'm being very transparent with you, hence why you don't see a lot of market research agencies or consultants floating around or just fleeting. That industry takes a lot of time. This industry just is very time consuming, and it's always ongoing, especially if you want your business to grow and venture into other categories. Keeping your core customers happy while being congruent with your creativity and happiness is the motive to a healthy long-term business. Look at Louis Vuitton. This luxury brand started out with the item suitcase or luggages. It has now blossomed into small luxury goods, men and women's clothes, fragrance. The list goes on. It didn't lose its creativity. They still keep what started the brand by incorporating little details of the luggage factor in their clothing and handbags. If you are into detail, just definitely look at the little trinkets on their clothes. It definitely is very reminiscent of a suitcase, and also just look at the shapes of a lot of their handbags. It's very reminiscent of a luggage bag. A short market research project can be 6 to 7 weeks by selecting one of these methods, which is focus groups, interviews, observation, and surveys. It's a lot of multiple steps. It's multiple steps to plan, a market research, plan your objective goals and outcomes. But as someone who has never done this and it's a totally new concept for you, I would suggest you establish your benchmark on why you were doing the research. When you start with that, you can end with looking back at the answer you wrote down and analyze the feedback you have received. I know it sounds a lot. That's why I mentioned previously, this is why you don't see a lot of researchers floating around and heavily advertised. When you do market research, it's a requirement to do analytical thinking when you are finding out about your landscape, your audience, and any emerging trends. Analytical thinking evaluates information you've gathered or organized, then come to a solution. I like to say that you are definitely, picking up on any indication of any patterns. So if you are interviewing a lot of people and you consistently hear one particular word, maybe they say red or red, maybe that is a sign that you should incorporate some type of red, or maybe a silhouette that they stated they really like this type of silhouette. When you are, especially as a fashion brand, and you're trying to develop a clothing, you definitely want to pick up any type of mood or happiness. It's definitely a lot of little things that you can indicate beyond the surface level. That's why in the beginning of this, I stated, not just face value, or you are going below the surface. This is why market research takes so long. And when I have worked with a few fashion designers, they were so uncomfortable and out of place of this phase was short-lived, and shortly after, their business and brand was short-lived as well. All because they were designing clothes to an imaginary customer, when it should be the other way around. Having a customer and then designing for them so that you have a guaranteed sale, and that will pour back into your business. It sounds easy, but a lot of people think this way, and this is a lot of the times why fashion designers kind of just fade out. So when you like, oh, I bought this such a long time ago, let me see if this brand is still existing. A lot of the times that's their story. This is why playing the long game is so essential as a fashion business owner. I know we are in the age of digital media, and you see fashion brands make it look so easy. And I'm sure if you had a face-to-face conversation, majority of them would say they have been at it for some years. It wasn't just an overnight thing. So here's the 3 reasons why playing the long game is so important as a fashion brand. Number 1, trusting the process. I want to say that is like number 1, and not say consistency. Consistency is within, trusting the process, but you don't know what to expect. A lot of us, even including myself, when I first started a business over a decade ago, you thought you had a customer eye. You have an idea, and then people start building an imaginary fan base, a community around it, and then they just kind of go crazy with what they think who's going to buy. But you have to, when you're doing the research and you're finding out the feedback, the data, the information, and then you start formulating. And then when you have the answer right in front of you, you start making decisions based off of the feedback that you have. Then you can kind of start making content around it, or just making clothes around it. And that includes the consistency, the dedication, and also just believing, staying true to yourself, and just believing in yourself. Like, okay, let me make a perfect marriage of what these people want with what I want. Remember the story that I provided with the Louis Vuitton is, and just also just being congruent with your happiness and creativity with them, because your customer is the ultimate star and is going to be keeping your business alive when they are buying into your business as well as your brands. So I definitely want to say that. And also, Harvard Business Review suggests slowing down and pausing rather than deciding on key factors on your business impulsively. Playing the long game and take time to digest all of the information out there before coming to a conclusion about your next step. I think that is very important because, again, we live in this microwave, fast type of society, and a lot of people do not show the ugly process of the beginning or the in between. They just show the success. It's just highlight reels of success, and you need to hear it. If I need to say it in every video, you need to trust the process, and definitely find your community where they can hold you accountable, or just be your sounding board, or just hear your thoughts and just give you feedback. So definitely stay in that mindset. Have those people around you, and don't just be by yourself. Just have someone at least talk to you, and just create some type of schedule to keep the momentum going. The number 2 reason is decisions become a new norm for you. As I mentioned earlier in this video, I stated that this market research may be a new thing for you. And I know when you think of research, a lot of people think of, let me just go on Google, Yahoo. Let me go on their social media and YouTube, see if they did any videos. No. That is a lot of face value type of stuff. Some of these people put on a lot of personas, and you may be the brand that they go to, when they go to the store, when they're in their true selves, when they're in their personal identity, and maybe a paparazzi might catch them at the store or at the airport and they have your stuff on. You kind of need to just stay true to you. Stay true to you, and making decisions may not be easy in the beginning, but once you have stretched yourself and challenged yourself, and things start to get, and you find a way to create it to be easier, or I'm not going to say easier, because making decisions is never going to be an easy thing, no matter how young or old you are. But as a new business owner, I'm just speaking in that perspective. or someone who's just not an analytical person and you want to take on or take more control of your market research, your brands, making decisions start to not be uncomfortable, and you'll be more comfortable in discussing these things or being curious. And also it's a beautiful reward, because after you start getting into a rhythm of making decisions, making better decisions, because once you start making decisions and it becomes a norm, you're tracking them. So once you track them, you'll say, okay, well, I did this 6 months ago. Let me tweak this since this is happening again. Instead of you not tracking it, or you just starting and stopping and you're like, man, I feel like I did this before. Should I do it again? No. If you keep a consistency of what decisions and you're tracking your progress, it becomes a new norm for you. You're tracking them, and you also see a greater reward, which also can scale your business up and speed up the rate of your business awareness, sales, and anything else that you are aiming for. And the number 3 reason is you build a stronger bond with your customer. I feel like I'm always saying this, but in today's age, because I'm in my late 30s, it's a lot of people on social media. A lot of people just DM you. It's just a lot of easy access, and people just kind of come and go. And when you are able to vet someone, regardless if it's a brand, business, or person, or you've connected with them through consistency, dedication, interest, commonality, it's a lot of things. But trust is what customers want. Reliability is what people want. And if you're solving a problem, those 3 things, you have built some type of bond with your customer, and they will be with you through thick and thin. I mean, look at Apple. I mean, Apple is like the ultimate brand that I think of when I think of a bond with their customer, because whenever they drop something or whenever they release a date, they have their customers on a chokehold. Man, oh man. And I also want to say Fenty. Rihanna and her fans but Rihanna is a person. She's just been a very likable person. She's been very fashion forward. A lot of people relate, but I want to just stick to a brand, not a person with their brand, with their professional brand. I want to just focus on a brand where the founder or the creator of the brand is not like a face as well. Apple just has their customer on a chokehold, and if you just study and look at the background, the timeline of the business, you'll see like the bond that they have created through what I stated. So I hope you guys found this very, very informative on why does market research take so long, and the 3 reasons why playing the long game is essential as a fashion brand. Thanks so much for tuning in. Immerse Type channel, a self-service research platform dedicated to fashion brands. I'm Akara Reed. Be sure to subscribe, comment down below on what parts you loved, any thoughts about any sections in the article, and definitely like the video and please share. I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.